There comes a time in life, usually after 50, when you stop trying to explain yourself to people and you start listening to the only voice that ever mattered, your own. That's when silence becomes your superpower. Silence is not emptiness. It is not weakness. It is not the absence of noise. Silence, after a certain age, becomes a weapon, a shield, and a teacher. When you cross 50, something shifts inside you. You no longer care about winning arguments, proving your point, or trying to be understood by people who never tried to understand you in the first place. You start valuing your peace more than your pride. And that is the moment your life begins to change. You see, when you're young, you talk to impress people. You talk to be noticed. You talk because you think silence makes you look weak. But when you grow older, you realize something powerful. Silence is control. Silence is clarity. Silence is dignity. Silence is the ability to walk away from chaos without feeling the need to justify anything. And that is why people who are over 50 often carry a kind of quiet strength that younger people don't understand yet. Silence becomes your superpower because it protects your energy. After 50, you learn that the world is full of noise, opinions, arguments, gossip, unnecessary drama, and none of it adds value to your life. You stop wasting your breath on people who don't deserve it. You stop explaining yourself to people who don't listen. You stop chasing validation from people who don't matter. Instead, you choose silence. Not because you have nothing to say, but because not everyone deserves to hear you. Silence also gives you wisdom. When you're quiet, you notice things you never noticed before. The real meaning behind people's words, their intentions, their energy, the truth hiding between the lines. Silence is like a magnifying glass. It reveals everything. And after 50, your vision becomes sharper, not weaker. You see through people faster. You sense lies quicker. You understand patterns deeper. This isn't magic. It's experience. It's the silent intelligence that only age can give. Silence becomes your superpower because it keeps you calm. After 50, your heart no longer races for every little problem. You don't panic the way you once did. You've survived enough storms to know that nothing lasts forever. Not pain, not fear, not chaos. So you choose to respond with silence, not because you are helpless, but because you are wise. Peace becomes your priority. Calm becomes your habit. And when someone tries to disturb your peace, your silence becomes your boundary. Silence also teaches you the value of patience. In your younger years, you rushed everything. Decisions, relationships, dreams. You wanted everything fast because you thought life was running out. But after 50, you understand that life flows at its own pace. Silence slows you down. It teaches you to breathe, to wait, to observe, to allow things to unfold naturally. And when you master patience, life becomes lighter, softer, and far more beautiful. Silence becomes your superpower because it makes your relationships healthier. When you stop reacting to every little thing, when you stop arguing out of ego, when you stop responding in anger, something amazing happens. Your home becomes peaceful. Your relationships become deeper. You listen more. You understand more. You pick your battles wisely. You talk only when it matters, and that makes your words more valuable. Silence doesn't distance you from people. It actually brings you closer to the right ones. Silence helps you heal. After 50, your heart carries memories, some beautiful, some painful. Silence gives you space to feel them, process them, and let them go. Healing doesn't happen in noise, in arguments, in endless explanations. Healing happens in silence. When you sit with your thoughts, forgive yourself, and allow your heart to rest. Silence is therapy. Silence is recovery. Silence is the oxygen your soul needs. Silence becomes your superpower because it strengthens your spirit. When you stop depending on noise to feel alive, people, attention, constant activity, you discover your inner world, your passions, your beliefs, your dreams, your deepest truths. And once you understand who you are, nobody can shake you. The world can criticize you, misunderstand you, underestimate you, and you will stay grounded, because silence builds a strength that doesn't break easily. And perhaps the most beautiful part is this: silence reveals true love. When you grow older, you stop searching for loud people, loud relationships, loud friendships. You start valuing the ones who bring peace, not chaos, the ones who understand your silence, not your noise. After 50, love becomes calmer, softer, more mature. It's no longer about intensity. It's about stability. The right people won't force you to talk. They won't demand explanations. They will sit with you in silence, and that will be enough. Silence becomes your superpower because it frees you. It frees you from the pressure to perform, to please, to pretend. It frees you from the expectations of society. It frees you from your old habits of overthinking and overreacting. When you choose silence, you choose yourself. You choose peace. You choose growth. You choose wisdom. And here is the truth. When a person over 50 becomes silent, they become powerful. Their silence is not fear. It is mastery, not emptiness, but fullness. Not surrender, but strength. So, if you're in this stage of life where you speak less, where you avoid arguments, where you prefer peace over drama, don't think you're becoming dull or tired. No. You are becoming stronger, wiser, and dangerously calm. Your silence is not a sign of age. It is a sign of evolution. And if anyone asks you, why don't you argue anymore? Smile gently and say, because peace is more important than being right. That is the lesson life teaches you after 50. That is the strength silence gives you. And that is why silence truly becomes your superpower.